first for his money. You know, the promoter will look to see, you know, will see the money before he sees anything else. It's his business. It's his business to make money for his company, and he a lot of times will hold off on a specific fight because he believes it's gonna make more money later. A lot of times, most of the time, they are right. Once in a while, they strike out. You know, they either lose the fight because one of the champions moved in weight, or one of the champions already lost, or whatever might have happened. But for the most part, they're pretty on it. You know, they're smart. You know, like I'm talking about, you know, Golden Boy, Bob Arum. You know, the promoters that have done it for the years. You know, and they know boxing like nobody else. You know, but I think that if the younger fighters started to fight each other sooner, I think boxing itself as a sport would grow even much more, because now you're gonna have happy fans. You're gonna have happier fans who are really gonna tune in to watch some really good boxing when everybody's in their prime, when the champions are young and hungry, as opposed to watching them years later when they're already maybe a little tired, or maybe you had, you know, losses here and there or whatever. I mean, I think boxing will always be around. I think boxing is going to be terrific. You know, we've seen some great fights, you know, in recent years, but we do get disappointed every once in a while.
Yeah. Now, as far as world titles go, if a fight were to be offered to you, because it keeps popping up in the timeline, you know, a fight with Lomachenko at 140, if he were to move up and that super fight were, you know, to be offered to you, between a fight between you and Loma, is that a fight you would consider taking?
Definitely. I would definitely take that fight. But being realistic, I don't see it happening. You know, just being realistic, I haven't heard Bob say any good things about me recently, so I just don't think any fight between me and any of Top Rank's fighters will ever happen. He claims a lot of things, but honestly, he's lying. He's bullshitting, lying, because it's not in his best interest to put one of his fighters against me, who's going to demand a fair shake, you know, a fair purse, and it's not in his business. He'd rather keep that remainder. Sorry about that.
No worries.
You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm up in the mountains, and not a lot of signal up here.
No, I know.
Sorry about
that.
But yeah. So I don't think that fight's gonna happen anytime soon.
You've already fought. You know, there's TC as well. You know, you got TC at 147 as well, but those issues with Top Rank, I just.
Go on. Let me walk. Let me get outside. Sorry, guys. Let me get outside. See if we can get more. Sorry, I don't get a lot of signal up here in the. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Sorry, I walked outside, so maybe I can get better signal outside.
It's all right, man. I mean, we've already got through most of this. So at 47, man, who do you see yourself fighting next?
I mean, honestly, I think I'm willing to fight anybody at 47. I mean, preferably, obviously, Manny. That'd be the dream fight for me. They were excited before the you know, this whole, you know, virus came about. You know, it seemed like their team was excited for it and willing to discuss that. So that's the first thing I would try to pursue. But if that's not available, then maybe I would go after whoever else was. You know, you got Keith, you got Danny on that I think are easy fights that we can do, like easy for me to handle and negotiate. Not easy fights, but easy to negotiate. So I think any of those fights would be great fights for me at welterweight.
That's those are all big names. There's a lot of the 47 division is packed, man. Would you ever fight something like in England?
I would love to go out there. I mean, if the fight is available and it happens to go to England or anywhere, in other countries, for me, it's.
Think you had better signal
It's just. I think I had a better signal inside, huh?
Yeah, if you get.
I'll try that again. Cutting off. Sorry about that. Let's try that again.
All right. Can you hear me now? All right.
Is that a little bit better? Is this better?
Yeah, it's better, man. I mean, you're still a little blurry, but at least you're not cutting out. You're cutting out pretty bad outside. So.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, you're good.
Maybe we got it here.
Yeah. So we were saying about,
if there was a fight in England or any other country, I mean, I'm down to go anywhere. I mean, honestly, it's just four corners and four ropes, so it doesn't change. That doesn't affect. But I would love to be able to fight, like anywhere in the UK or another country where other fans could have a chance to see me in person.
A lot of people are saying Mexico, man. Have you ever fought down there in Mexico?
I fought there a few times. I fought out there, I think, 4 times in Mexico, twice in Aguascalientes, once in Mexico City, and once in Los Mochis. Just when I was first developing my career. If I happen to be able to fight a big fight, in Mexico, that'd be terrific. Because they haven't been able to see me. A lot of people from Mexico haven't been able to see me live, so that would be pretty fun. I mean, in fact, one of the most memorable venues that I've ever fought in was at the Bull Ring in the stadium there in Aguascalientes.
Yeah.
That experience was awesome. That experience was the best. It was I think it was Arce who fought that night as the main event, and it was sold out crowd. And obviously, I was one of the earlier fights, but it was a badass experience with all the fans cheering there. That was fun.
How did you guys develop such a stronghold in Texas, man? I mean, I was out there with you guys for the fight with Spence. Then you were out there for the Jesse Vargas fight. But it just seems like those fans in Texas really turn out for you. You guys have a big stronghold in San Antonio. Your brother has a gym out there. You guys have a promotional company out there in Texas as well that do fights in Irving. How did you guys develop that stronghold in Texas?
It just Texas has always been a big boxing state, and early in my career I fought in many regions in Texas, from Corpus, McAllen, Laredo, Dallas, San Antonio. I mean, I fought in many places in Texas, and they've always been a boxing state. The fans are always supportive. They always show up early to the shows, and so it just grew. The fan base grew, and I've became champion a few times there in Texas. Fighting in different cities, and so it's almost like a second home. Honestly, the people treat us so well. Why wouldn't I go to a place? Why wouldn't we like to go to a place that people treat us so well?
Yeah.
Not saying that other places don't, but Texas, does very well for us. And you got some very good fighters out of Texas. So we come there all the time. We do our shows there. We've done a few shows, boxing shows. My own promotional company, Garcia Promotions, has done a few shows out there in the Irving, Dallas, Texas, and I mean it's a great turnout. So I keep doing it. I think it's great, to travel and especially when you got a young fighter, you want him to experience, different crowds, and I think it's what made me be who I am now.
Yeah, and that last part out there in Irving, you had Nano fighting for you guys out there on one of those cards. Yep. Out there in Irving, and we had got out there to that club like at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. and it was already packed, man. That little nightclub that you guys, yeah, it was packed, man. I mean, it was ready. They were ready to go. People were ready to watch those fights.
Like I tell you, they show up early. They show up early to support their fighters. And that's great. That's what a fighter really likes. At least that's what I appreciate. The support from the fans. I really appreciate the love and support from my fans, and that's why I keep coming there, because I think my fighters, the fighters that we're promoting, the fighters we're putting on the show, will really enjoy and fight harder when they see that their fans are there.
Now, you fought in front of thousands of fans, and it was 57,000 deep when you fought Earl Spence. You're used to fighting in the big crowds. Now with this COVID-19 taking place, there's a lot of talk of boxing coming back without any type of fans. How do you think that's going to affect you guys as fighters going into a ring inside of an empty arena? Now, I know right now, like, when people go to fights, and there's these early fights, the early undercard fights, you know just as well as I do that these arenas are completely empty, right? Until the main event. But how would you feel as a main event that you're used to fighting in such large, in front of such large crowds, not having these people anymore to watch you fight?
It's gonna be different, obviously, and I don't know what it's gonna be like yet. But if that's what we have to do, then that's what we're gonna have to do to get in the ring and resume our careers. I mean, I think us fighters love the fans. Like I said, I love my fans that support me. I love that. But I mean, once I get in the ring, it's pretty much down to business, and I do what I got to do. But it is gonna be different. I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it as much if I have to fight like that in a warehouse or studio or that type of scenario. I don't think I'll enjoy it as much. But I know a lot of people, most people are gonna be watching on TV, or they're gonna be watching it, whether it's a stream or a network or whatever it may be. So that's what should keep me motivated. That I do know that a million people are still watching. On different platforms. So that's the only difference. I think we'll see how it does. We'll see how it happens. We'll see the first shows. If that's what happens, that they start promoting, first shows like that, I'll have to take a look and really see what it's about.
Yeah, because I was talking to Gabriel Flores Sr., whose son is Gabriel Flores Jr. for Top Rank, and we were talking about the whole fighting without any fans, and it's like, right now, fans are so hungry for any sport because nothing's going on. No baseball, no football, no basketball. Nothing's going on right now. So if you fighters were to get back in the ring without a crowd, I mean, I used for an example WrestleMania a few weeks back. That was the most watched WrestleMania in the history of like all the WWE, just because people were buying something to watch. So I think the money's still going to be there. The live gate money might not be there, but as far as pay-per-view money, as far as money for advertising, for marketing, for commercials, it's going to be there because everybody's going to tune in to want to see these fights.
Yeah, no, I think the networks or the different streaming services, whoever is broadcasting or showcasing the fight, will do great, because now everybody has to watch it on either an app or on television. So the money will still be there, but because the fans are not there, some fighters won't be able to fight maybe as hard and fight with the same passion, knowing that your family's not there, knowing that your loved ones are not there in person to cheer you on. Because, I mean, some fighters do need that type of inspiration, that motivation. I mean, if you remember back, I've seen the video, I don't remember watching it live, but I think it was Chavez fight versus Taylor, and they tell him, hazlo por tus hijos, Chavez, hazlo por tus hijos, stuff like that, is sometimes needed for a fighter to encourage them, and you might turn around and actually see your family, up to the side there. That might help. Some fighters do need that support. So that's what I'm saying. It is going to be different. We'll see how different it is.
Have you heard anything from Eddie Hearn or from Matchroom Boxing or from any of the promotional companies of when something may take place or when they have anything planned for fights? Because even the media is kind of like, it's still up in limbo for everybody. People are hitting me up all the time. Yeah, what have you heard? It's like nothing. There's nothing. I mean,
I haven't heard anything either. I haven't heard anything. Like I said, I haven't had any real professional discussions about any fight. I have no idea of a time frame. I mean, I was fortunate enough to fight, right before this whole thing came down. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think things will start looking better maybe in the late summer. I think we'll be able to maybe get a fight, by the end of the summer. So maybe you'll see me before the end of the year. One more fight before the end of the year.
Nice. Now,